One.
One of the biggest internet celebrities in the world who made a huge splash at WrestleMania this year has signed a long-term deal with WWE. Logan Paul, the internet bad boy himself, is going to be getting clicks and super kicks within WWE. See what I did there? Because the internet and super kick thing. It's Sportskeeda Wrestling's top story of the day. Triple H is back in power in WWE NXT. Was he at the tapings this week in Orlando at the Performance Center? Devon Dudley has reassumed his position backstage as a producer with WWE following a medical procedure. And on top of that, we have news about The Rock and how the Samoan dynasty is a little bit bigger than we thought it was. A whole lot to get into. Your comments on screen, a show you can actually engage with live. Give it a click. Share the link, or you stink. You're a priority.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
We're watching out. We're watching out. We're watching out. And if you're watching out, watch it out. See what? Watch it out, fans. We got people yelling, watch out. We got people yelling, watch out at the screen. If you're watching the show for the first time, watch out while you can. All right. So here's the thing. Share the link, you stink. Get your comments on screen if you haven't done. A lot to get into, a lot that'll aggravate people here today. Logan Paul, a guy who aggravates all the millennials. I don't like how these young people are doing things on the internet, even though I was on the internet doing things that Generation X didn't like. All that silly stuff, right? So a lot of people saying it's a clown show, that Logan Paul has signed a deal with WWE. Triple H, who is still an executive of the company, and the interim chairwoman of the company, Stephanie McMahon, with Vince McMahon out of the picture, posing with Logan Paul in the headquarters there, signing a big lucrative contract. This will lock him in likely for SummerSlam, and this will lock him in for a bunch of different things here. Jumping on a call. I'll be right back with you, Jose.
All right, guys. So we got a lot to cover here. We have Logan Paul that has re-signed with WWE.
Brennan, you called me right as I was on.
And so there's a lot to unpack here, guys. So Logan has signed with WWE. You guys remember he made his debut back at WrestleMania 38. He made a splash over there. But today he went public with it, and he put it all over social media, sharing that he did sign the contract. And I did want to share a little bit of that with you guys. But yeah, man, I think this isn't a bad idea. I know that a lot of you guys think that, that WWE seems to be desperate with this. But I kind of feel like he is a great heel. This guy did a really good performance during WrestleMania. So I think he will definitely bring something different to the table. Plus, I'm sure we got to see what's going to happen with The Miz, right? So sound off in the comments. Let us know, or let me know while Kevin is taking a phone call right now.
Business, baby. Business.
There he is. He's back.
Business. I was talking to some internet celebrities who are angry about this. They're like, the kid who was in that I Like Turtles video is angry he didn't get a WWE deal. All the meme people are angry right now. So this is a big move by WWE, whether you like it or not. I don't even know if I like it, but I gotta say, we were at WrestleMania. The proof is in the pudding. This guy, whether or not you like him or not, and there's plenty of people that don't like him for things he's done on the internet and the way he's done content, what he's done to boxing now, where it's really a celebrity-driven thing. He's taken an entire pay-per-view sport and turned it into the idea of these exhibition matches and all this different stuff. I do think he's a much better fit for WWE than he is pro boxing, don't you think? And just after one match,
he's a way better fit.
Yeah, he's a way better fit in terms of her personality, and all the people with different takes on this. Look at the reactions that we're getting from people here. Jennifer Thompson, Paul Logan wants revenge against The Miz for what The Miz did to him at WrestleMania. Yeah, that's an obvious storyline. You could tell they were setting out for more than one match. But then you had Logan Paul out there kind of jaw-jacking for the past few months saying, is WWE really serious about me? Do they really, really want me long haul? I told Vince McMahon I have this huge podcast and this huge platform and millions of followers, and that's more than this and more than that, and you bring me on, and him outwardly saying I'm going to bring in Gen Z to WWE, and you can be a part of that. That's the truth. WWE wants young teens watching this show. Absolutely. He's that type of guy to sign for that type of deal.
Absolutely. I think and just like I was saying before, I think this is a good move. You don't have to like the guy, but just like this comment, David from the Barclays Center saying, I have to say the signing is great. He was phenomenal at Mania, and believe me, WWE needs him a lot more than Logan needs the WWE. Wonder what the contract details are. That's very interesting, right? Because he is a social media mogul. This guy is creating tons of businesses in the NFT space. Even though this market right now is super down, he's still full-fledged on that NFT project that he's working along with several celebrities. So this guy does not need the WWE, but the fact that he's taking time to work this and get back in the ring, I think this is good. And I think the fans are going to be even more pleasantly surprised when you see him in the ring again, because the guy put on a show at WrestleMania, man.
It was a great match. You go back and watch that match that Miz and Paul had with the Mysterios. It was a very, very good match. It didn't overshow him in any way. It didn't have him doing anything he couldn't do. The stuff they had him do physically, he was very, very prepared to do. If you want to put a celebrity in a WWE ring, the guy you put him in there with is The Miz. This is a guy who came from the same reality show, kind of like provocateur culture world that Paul came from. Pairing him with The Miz makes sense. I will say the issue I do have is they want to make him a babyface. They want to make him a hero. And the WWE crowd wants to boo this guy. They really want to boo this guy. And I'll say they had an underrated build to WrestleMania. They did some simple things like having him wear the mask and get the heat. But are you going to be able to get the same thing and get people behind Logan Paul going up against The Miz? And is The Miz, who's one of the most hated villains in WWE for the past 20 years, is he going to get booed? I mean, but if everyone's reacting, is that bad? No one's going to be quiet when he comes out. No one's going to be quiet when he comes out.
No, absolutely not. But the thing is, too, here, if WWE, I think that's going to be a huge mistake if that's the case. If they do book Logan Paul as a babyface, I think they're shooting themselves in the foot, because this guy, look at this guy. Look at this guy's face, for God's sakes. That is such a punchable face, ain't it?
It's a punchable face.
This is a guy that you want to boo. This is a guy that you want to throw your full Coke cup or beer or whatever the hell you got when you're drinking and watching a WWE show. You want to throw that drink in that guy's face. Why not capitalize on it? Just saying. Makes a lot more sense to capitalize on the heat that he already has from being so unliked than to making him a good guy.
And of course, there's people saying, why is WWE doing this? I'll put a comment up here, but I'll read it rather than post it. Stephen Chambers saying Paul versus Bad Bunny. Who knows? Big celebrity match. It could happen. Ruben Padilla saying WWE,
the biggest artist in the world. I mean, wow.
Yeah. WWE is an effing joke. How do you sign a YouTube boxer, do a contract to a contract, I think is what you meant there, Ruben. When you're getting rid of top talent to AEW, what a joke, WWE. Well, the to AEW thing, I don't think that plays into this. It's like, is this the right celebrity to sign? Is this the right guy to sign? And based on the reactions we saw at WrestleMania, the biggest WWE show of the year, yes, I would say he is, because he's getting a reaction. You care about him. The fact that you're saying, oh, this is a joke, this is this, you wouldn't say this about an independent wrestling, darling, and I don't mean that. I'm somebody who works in independent wrestling. This is a smart move, a very, very smart move long term. But then bringing up the AEW thing, if AEW had a chance to do any business with Logan Paul, they would do it in an instant. Tony Khan would do backflips and hug him just as much as he hugged Claudio Castagnoli, knowing that he could get Logan Paul, whether or not you like that. If they did Logan Paul and The Miz versus two beloved wrestlers at their WrestleMania, at All Out, at Double or Nothing, everyone would clap like seals on the internet.
I'm going to ask you, Kevin, and you, the Watch Out Army, a very important question. If you are at a local show, right, and you have, and I know most of you are diehards, but let's be practical here. If you have a flyer that is promoting Logan Paul as your headliner, and you have Claudio Castagnoli being at another promotion, at another show, being featured as your main event headliner, which one's the big story of the week? Yeah. Which one's going to fill more seats? That's a
love
simple
Claudio.
Question that you can answer with common sense, guys.
Yeah. Jeremy Bennett joining us here as well in a second. We're going to ask for his take here. More news coming up in this episode about WWE NXT and its future. What is Triple H doing backstage there? We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Jeremy, before we jump to the next topic, what do you think about this? I assume you may agree or may not agree. Logan Paul, it makes sense. The numbers don't lie. The guy's super popular, and it certainly moved the needle a bit for WWE at WrestleMania, now signing a long-term deal.
Yeah, I thought he did a pretty good job in the ring. I saw a lot of people that said that he did better than Bad Bunny. Even I don't know if that's the case or not. But
let's not get crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, see Logan Paul throwing any destroyers out there. So
no, he wasn't doing that.
Let's not get twisted. All right.
Yeah. So I thought he did a tremendous job at WrestleMania, though. So I don't have a problem with it at all.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? But then I have people saying, well, AEW would never, they would do it in a minute. They would do it in a minute if you could sign a guy like this. If you get a huge celebrity like this, they had Mike Tyson on a show and they didn't even get to complete the angle with him, right? But they would do it because he's a popular guy. He brings mainstream eyeballs. It makes complete sense. It's not a bad idea. I get it. And if the guy goes out there and he takes it seriously and looks like $1 million and trains to do the things you want him to do, is he designed to have the main event show? No, he's designed to be an attraction.
Yes.
He will be an attraction here.
Exactly.
David from the Barclays Center says Logan earned the contract with that flog splash, in my opinion. Well, not a bad flog splash.
Flog splash.
Yeah. People saying terrible name, Claudio. No. Bradford. He had that name for a long, long time. So it's a pretty solid name here.
Right.
All right, moving along. Let's go backstage here down at the Performance Center. Last week, we reported on this news about Triple H reassuming power at WWE NXT, reportedly simply telling the roster there, I'm back. He is still the head of live events and in a prominent position with WWE, despite the cardiac episode. A lot of people thought he would have a completely kind of demoted or at least less stressful, less demanding role after having a very serious heart surgery, which ended his in-ring career. But a lot of people saw him just getting out of that anyway. So now he's on the other side of this cardiac episode, which was brutal and nearly took his life. And now he's back in some form of control in WWE. Now, Jose, you were at the WWE Performance Center for this week's NXT, and this would have been the first one that occurred since we heard the phrase "I'm back" being, quoted from him. Was he there? Was he there? He didn't. I know he didn't appear on camera, but there's been a lot of debate as to whether or not he was there.
No, he didn't appear on camera. A lot of fans were expecting them. We're expecting him to make some sort of appearance. There were signs. There were people chanting his name before the show went live. But we come to find out today through Post Wrestling, John Pollock's reporting that he was not in attendance at this week's tapings. And basically the show operated the same as usual. The normal crew ran and operated the show. But no signs of Triple H coming back this week. And we don't know if he's going to be coming back anytime soon. We do have the Great American Bash going down next Tuesday, which I'm thinking I may go to that as well, just in case.
They got the hook on him. Jeremy. Now he went to one show. He's always going to be going all the time.
I know, right?
Exactly.
But but it's Great American Bash. That's always a fun show. But no reports of Triple H this week backstage here in Orlando.
Jeremy, what's your take here? Where do you think NXT can go? I know you are covering it every single week. It's not in this as bad a point it was a few months ago, rather, when they did this big hard change to the 2.0. I think some people have a little bit more sense of the hierarchy of where it is. We know there's going to be a little bit more turnover there. It is cool to see some different names from Raw and SmackDown pop in there and kind of get a refresh like Apollo Crews is getting. What's your take on Triple H right now and his sense of influence over NXT?
I would, obviously a lot of people would love to see it happen. I even said myself, I figured it would, maybe with the fact that Pritchard's taken over a lot more now with the whole Vince McMahon situation. But so it's kind of a surprise that he may not be, but at the same time, Sean's been doing a good job too as well. So NXT is starting to kind of find their footing as well with some better shows. So, maybe he's not needed down there and maybe he's needed elsewhere.
Yeah, I could see that being a complete point here. Let's keep moving it on. Devon Dudley. He's another guy who fans love over the years. He's taken on a backstage role as a prominent producer in WWE. He handled a lot of different things with Ronda Rousey over the past few years and has been involved heavily with WWE NXT over the past few years. Unfortunately, he had a very, very serious surgery recently and now has a new role in NXT on the other side of it. Almost similar to what Triple H had, a similar challenge there. Give me more details about this, boys.
So Devon Dudley returning back to work. He was underwent back surgery back in October, and earlier this morning posted the following tweet. This past Tuesday night was the first time back to work since my back surgery that took me out last October. Feeling great, glad to be back, but even more glad to be back in my new role in NXT. Love working with the new talent now. I thank God for this opportunity.
Jose, your take.
Man, I think this is great. You know, Devon Dudley has so many years of experience that he can pass down to the new generation that, you know, what we're seeing here at NXT 2.0. Definitely one of the pioneers in wrestling, in tag team wrestling, you know, bringing us being a part of the iconic TLC match. And it's great to hear that his health is back to normal, where he is able to go back to work. So I just think that now that NXT, like Jeremy mentioned, is getting into its own foot, and with this rebrand and with this new class of stars, anything that Devon Dudley that can give to this current class will be great.
For sure. Absolutely. More minds at the table. I mean, think of the people that are involved in WWE NXT right now. Triple H, Shawn Michaels. You know, the list can go on and on and on about who's involved in that. You know, just a lot of really, really strong names there, developing talent. And, you know, a lot of people got upset when William Regal wasn't there, but you can't deny that they don't have strong names involved in it right now. Moving on here, we have more news to cover in the world of wrestling with the biggest guy who's ever transcended the business, The Rock. Biggest movie star in the world, whether or not you like it. His show, The Young Rock, confirmed for season 3. That'll drop before the end of the year on NBC. A lot of people are excited about what that can mean. It's got a new movie, The Black Adam, with the DC Universe coming out. But he also has some very big real-life news, as he's discovered he has new siblings after a DNA test. Turns out he's 100% that Rock.
He is 100% that Rock, ain't he?
Oh boy! Sports Illustrated is reporting that 5 children by Soul Man Rocky Johnson, the father of Dwayne Johnson, have been profiled as through DNA testing and such. And so maybe The Rock is going to go buy a bunch of new homes for people now. I don't know. Crazy situation though. All of a sudden,
crazy, right? Like how? Like
you got 5 more kids.
Exactly. It's like you find out that you have 5 other siblings, half siblings. Man, that's kind of insane. But that's also got to be pretty cool too, though, right? Like you're half brothers with The Rock. Imagine just waking up and just getting an envelope, and you look at the result, and you're like, oh shit.
Hello. This is living God, Dwayne Johnson. How are you?
You'll get a house.
I'm going to send you a box of Zoa energy drinks and a box of Terramana tequila.
Just let me
come
know
to the barbecue on the 5th.
Would you like some Zoa? Would you like a brand new Cadillac or a home? Well, it doesn't matter what you want.
You brought up the best part. You brought up the new Cadillac or home. I was just like, he's going to send him a bottle of his tequila. He's
been giving everybody a home lately, so.
You want to buy a new house in the good side of town? I'll take it. It's got to be an interesting thing here. While we're on the topic of The Rock, we're going to have this big match at SummerSlam this year. We're going to have the Young Rock. Is it okay for us to just, reach into that pop that's been sitting on the shelf, the one that's labeled Rock versus Reigns? Can we just talk about that conversation here?
You just want to pull that trigger. You want to make that masturbatory dream a reality, Kevin?
Yes. As Paul Heyman said in an interview with me, go seek that out. Go Google Paul Heyman masturbatory fantasy, and
don't Google. I find some.
Do not Google that. Whatever you do not Google that. We're not trying to
not Google that. In an interview I had with Paul Heyman in March, he referred to this dream match that obviously everyone's been talking about now for years, especially since Roman Reigns has been on this trip here as the tribal chief, of The Rock coming in to reset the Anawahi Samoan Wrestling Dynasty tribe, that he would reset that order and put a rightful ethical leader at the top of the tribe. And Roman is on this reign, for lack of a better phrase, right now that is untouchable. And I do think an outsider can come in and topple him. And it would be The Rock. And whether or not you approve of that, there isn't a bigger name. There isn't a bigger name for it here. And other people saying Rock for president in 2024. He's ruled that out, by the way. I know he did have,
Or did he?
He did rule that out.
What if the show Young Rock is just like The Simpsons and it predicts the future?
Dun, dun,
that means he's going to lose the election.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, I think we're getting this Rock versus Reigns match. I don't know if we're getting it in LA. Obviously, that's where people want it. WrestleMania 39. That would be the place to do it, right, Jeremy?
Yeah, I would assume so. That's what everybody's assuming too. So that'd be probably the perfect place to do it.
Yeah, come on. Can't get any bigger than that. Who knows? Maybe John Cena will be there. Who knows? It'll be crazy.
Peacemaker versus Black Adam. Let's go.
Yeah. So that's what's going on with us. I guess that's all that's going on.
Yeah, guys. So we do have a major announcement that we got to bring to you guys as loyal viewers, as of the Watch Out Army here on Top Story. And first, I do want to say, guys, that I have nothing but gratitude for being able to do this show with you guys 5 days a week for the last 2 years. It's been an honor working with Jeremy. It's been an honor working with Kevin. However, all good things sometimes have to come to an end. So for now, we're going to the Top Story will be stopped being live as of next week. We are going to be reformatting the Top Story to a shorter format, and it's going to be, instead of the three of us talking on camera, there's going to be more individual type of content. We're going to have more details as we're all learning about this too, but this is not something that that for me, I'm just very grateful that I get to do this, and it's nothing it's out of our control, right? So I'm very humble that I get to do this with you guys. So if you guys want to chime in a little bit, you guys can. But again, it's not the end of the Top Story. We're just doing something a little bit different. That's it.
Yeah, and hopefully, maybe this isn't completely the end. Maybe we'll be able to come back in some capacity here. We haven't found out everything exactly yet, and you never know. Things can change still once again.
Exactly. You're still going to see all of our faces all across Sportskeeda. It's just not going to be on Top Story every single day. So guys, we definitely encourage you to continue to follow and subscribe to Sportskeeda. Hit that notification bell. You can always, guys, I got tons of stuff going on. Please follow my projects if you really want to follow what I'm doing. I got Wrestling with Mindset on YouTube, so make sure you go ahead on over and subscribe to the channel. I just dropped that interview with W. Morrissey. It's a great interview, great way that we dove into his personal life, recovery, and the mindset getting there. So it's a great story. Check it out. Also, give me a follow on my TikTok and on my Instagram. I'm posting shorts and reels over there all the time. Again, much love for the support, and again, a lot of gratitude, guys. Kevin, any words?
No. Yeah. So just keep subscribing, keep supporting what we're doing. That's all I think I can say without upsetting anybody. Oh, look at this. Super chats. You can get those when you're live. I'm not sure that The Rock versus Reigns at WrestleMania 39 is bigger than The Rock versus Reigns at Madison Square Garden for WrestleMania 30. It's a good debate. It's worth knowing. I know people talk about numbers and things like that. And I remember Bruce Pritchard saying every 10 years WrestleMania should be in New York, or every 10 years, but then they're already off. They were in New York a couple of years ago, or bring it to Madison Square Garden one more time or something like that. But hey, now it's a stadium thing. Stuff is big when people care about it and they get engaged with it and they elevate it to a certain point. They want to come back and know it's there all the time. And I think with WrestleMania and things that people tune into and they get engaged by in wrestling, they want to know the consistency of it and the names that are associated with it, the big names that they really, really care about, that are always there. So when you disrupt something like that, is it too much? I think with WrestleMania, people now know that as a stadium show. Not to say anything bad about, you know, Madison Square Garden or anything like that. I think it's special. I want to go to a wrestling show at Madison Square Garden. I think any lifetime wrestling fan, whether or not you love WWE or not, you want to go to Madison Square Garden. It's the Mecca of pro wrestling. So you come to something, you want to feel that energy, and you don't want it changed. So sound off. Let us know what you think. Let everyone know what you think. You can give us a follow on the Twitter machine at Kev Kellum. You can follow him at Jose_G_official. Follow at JB Huskers. We're on Twitch, by the way. We're doing a Twitch stream right after this.
Yes,
we're doing a Twitch stream right after this. Would you like to join us?
Yeah, we're gonna do that 2020 Money in the Bank, that crazy one that's like a live action cartoon. So, do we have I haven't logged in. I have to check what's the start time.
I haven't logged in on my new
computer
computer
yet. Go to Peacock. Go to WWE Network if you're watching internationally.
Yeah, we'll find out and we'll give you the start time when we start the live stream on the other side. But yeah, no, we as far as I know right now, the Twitch stuff is still going. We're still going to continue doing the Twitch stuff. It's just the new stuff that's going to be different. So again, guys, we appreciate all of your support, and just make sure you follow all of us, right? Just follow Kevin on his projects, follow Jeremy on his stuff, and follow me on my stuff. So that way,
we're still going to be doing stuff here.
Yeah, we're still going to be doing that stuff. And if you really want to make noise, shout out Sportskeeda on Twitter. If you want to bring something back, if you really, really want something, as the Watch Out Army, as we grow, put it on Twitter, guys. Put it on Twitter.
Sound off. Let them know. Plenty of cool stuff on the channel right now, including Vince Russo covering Monday Night Raw every single Monday night. He had some hot takes about what they're doing here with John Cena. Is this the right direction to go in with John Cena? Plus a fresh interview with Alberto Del Rio. He had a lot to say with our very own Raju. Plus we're dropping interviews with Bill Apter. Bill Apter talking to Scotty Too High, which is pretty interesting. And then Friday nights, right after SmackDown, we'll have a fresh edition of Smack Talk with the legendary Dirty Dutch Mantel. Telling it like it is as well. Everything going on with AEW Rampage after that show as well. So sound off. Let them know what you think. Subscribe to the channel wherever you get your videos, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's in the podcast, wherever you get your stuff, and let them know what you think of it. All right. We'll be back. Remember, when you're watching wrestling, please, 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 never forget this. You're watching out, you're watching in, wherever you're watching, however you're watching, sharing the link or you stink. I can still say that. Can I do I have to get all the catchphrases in?
Get them all in. Get them all in.
Share. I got to share link or you stink. Watch out, watch out, watch out. And then I think that's all of them. I think that's all of them here. Please remember, take a deep breath, boo them bad guys, cheer them good guys, act like a kid again, and do what, gentlemen?
You need to enjoy wrestling. We love you. Much love to all of you. Gratitude. Let's do it. Enjoy wrestling, damn it.
Yeah.
Next.
Talk to them. Talk to them. Talk to them. Talk to them. Yeah. Talk
Max.
To them. Do.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.